What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Check it out. We got the NBA free agency. It ain't over yet, guys. All the big names are gone, so people feel like it might be over. But there's still some decent names left on the free agency market. We're going to talk about that today. So for the love of sports, let's talk about it.
It happens, niggas want me to talk about it. They love gossip, want me to talk about it. It's all over the gram, so I'ma talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit crazy, niggas want me to talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit happens, niggas want me to talk about it. They love gossip, want me to talk about it. It's all over the gram, so I'ma talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit crazy, niggas want me to talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit happens, niggas want me to talk about it.
All right, guys. So here we go. Free agency, NBA. Oh, the Kawhi is gone, and Paul George, and Anthony Davis, and all the big names that people, the Jimmy Butlers, want to know where they're going to go, where they're going to land. They've already landed. The thing is, though, we still have a whole lot going on in the NBA. We still have some names in the free agency that's still pretty relevant. And those names are who we're going to talk about today. But before I go further, I want y'all to get this straight. This is the competition. Which of these guys are going to make the biggest difference? You know what I mean? Which of these guys are going to be most effective? Now, I know that that's kind of difficult because we don't know what team they've landed on yet. But we can kind of do a little speculation here just by the talent level, by what these guys bring to the table, by what they've accomplished and what they've achieved during their NBA career. And guys, this is all the fun of the competition. None of us are 100% correct. I'm in the boxing prediction league, and I usually score over 100 points every week. I'm usually up there in the top 10, most of the time the top 5. But this last week, I just did horrible, man. I missed on the Hooker fight. I missed on a few fights. So we don't all get it right all the time. But out of these free agents, it's pretty decent names. So just give us something to talk about. Something for us to compete about. Luis Basketball Network. So, guys, without further ado, we have 6 names in free agency that we've come up with here. And we want you guys to tell us which of these guys will probably be more effective to the team they get selected on. I don't want to say which of these guys are the best player because they're different positions and, we could go there, but none of these guys are superstars. So, but they're all still relevant players. They all can be very effective on the team, whichever team that picks them up. And one of the strangest things to me is why the hell they're still in free agency. So, So first, let's talk about Shaun Livingston. Shaun Livingston is still in free agency. The Warriors haven't re-signed him yet. In my opinion, Shaun Livingston is super solid. He's a 3-time champion. That Warriors bench, he was the second leader, between him and I would say Iguodala, but I would have to put Shaun Livingston there too because he ran point. And he did it pretty well. I think Shaun Livingston's like 6'7". He's lengthy. He has a great mid-range jump shot. Good fadeaway. Handles the ball pretty well. And he defends pretty well. And so Shaun Livingston, however, is still on the market. So that's our first guy. Second guy is J.R. Smith. You know, J.R. Smith also 3-time champion as Shaun Livingston. So he has that pedigree. He knows how to win. Also, J.R. Smith, from looking at some things about it, you know, what his trainers and such were saying about him is he's not done. He still has a lot to give. All right, so we have Lance Stephenson. Lance Stephenson is a guy that can excite the crowd, right? Because he'll make some plays and the antics, you know, he gets the crowd in it. And as basketball fans, we all know that can change the complexion of a game. That crowd energy, you know, that can boost the team. It can motivate a team to get that win. And Lance Stephenson is good at making some really significant plays and getting the crowd into it. So Lance Stephenson is still out there on the market. Trey Burke. Trey Burke is a young player. He did very well. He's been doing very well. He's a solid point, and I don't understand why he's still on the market. You know, a lot of these things are just confusing to me. Kenneth Faried. Kenneth Faried did a hell of a job with the Houston Rockets, right? Capella went down and, you know, was having issues, and Kenneth Faried came in there and he did his job. You know, the Rockets didn't lose because of Kenneth Faried. They lost because James Harden fell apart. He didn't get the job done. Now, I still say that James Harden did well, but he didn't do well enough. And it wasn't on Kenneth Faried to take those guys to that championship. That's the main guy's job. He's got to do everything he can to get them to that championship. And James Harden failed, but Kenneth Faried absolutely did not. He's a strong player. He's good in the hole. He's good on defense. And, you know, somebody needs to pick Kenneth Faried up. There are a lot of teams right now that could use a decent man in the middle. Let's look at the Clippers. The Clippers with Kenneth Faried. So, Kenneth Faried's still on the market. And I saved my favorite. Of course, it's up to you guys to make this pick. But my favorite, one of my favorites on this list is Andre Iguodala. And I think that it's really interesting to see where he's going to land, because Andre Iguodala is one of these players that will work with some teams and will not work with some teams. Some teams, I don't think that, you know, they need him. Well, it's the same thing with a lot of these guys. Like Faried, all teams don't need a guy in the middle. Like, what would Denver need a Faried for? You know, what would the Lakers need a Faried for at this point? You know, but the Clippers, Boston, you know, Al Horford left. So there's some spots that he can land at that he will serve really good purpose, and he would mesh well with those teams. So, guys, those are the options. And which of these guys are going to be most effective next season for the team that they get drafted on? And it's just that simple. You know, little small football topic for you guys. And drop a comment, 150 words or less. Hey, somebody send an audio recording in. Send that to speakyourmindsportstalk@gmail.com. 30 seconds or less on this topic. And hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you can know when I drop these videos. And for the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.
Shit happens, niggas want me to talk about it. They love gossip, want me to talk about it. It's all over the gram, so I'ma talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it.